Hey everyone, this is Derek Schomer from Common Man Cocktails, a little behind the scenes tasting today. What do I got here? Rinse out my mouth. Dirty. Alright, so what I wanted to do is test out a little bit of vodka. This vodka, roughly say $35, $29.99 online. It's called Broken Shed. Check it out. Folks in New Zealand may already have heard of this. It's been around for about 25 years. Broken Shed premium vodka from spring water, distilled, and distilled spirit. So if you take spring water and you take some sort of distilled spirit, you can make this. Now, I think they said they searched 10 different water sources. And water, for the most part, is an extremely important part of making any type of spirit, any type of spring water, any type of beer. You know, beers made in Germany with that, or otherwhere, like Urquell, I believe. Their water source is part of their heritage and part of how that drink is made. Same with certain U.S. drinks or U.S. beers and beverages. Water is regional and it's different everywhere. The chemical makeup is different. You can try and balance it out, but at the end of the day, straight from the source of whatever water that is going to give your thing character. In this case, the thing is vodka. So it's kind of a neat, sexy bottle. 40% ABV. It's very relaxing. So it's a New Zealand product. It's made from whey. That's an excess sugar generated from milk. So I've never had whey vodka. So again, MSRP $32 to $35. It's now in the U.S. It's kind of new. This summer it arrived. So we're looking at it started in Connecticut. I'm sure it's branching out from there. So you will probably have to look online. I'll link down in the description some places where you can get it online if you want to try it out. They sent me a couple links of places that they found that had it already. I didn't see it at Drink Up New York and a couple other of my normal haunts. So it's another one of the things you just could keep looking because getting distribution can be challenging. Well, it's got the right scent. I added a little water to this as well. It's got that very warming vodka, actually. While you still get a little bit of that raw, like, alcohol punch-in-the-face action. Typically, if you take a breath like that in some of the lower-ended vodkas, you start to want to cough a little bit or pull away. You don't really get that from this. I almost get like a wheat-style component just to the nose. It's a little like a dark, almost like a dark, sugary smell. Not sweet necessarily, but you get a little bit of off-sweet nature. Ooh. It's got a really cool mid-tier, mid-palate flavor. I can't put my nose on what it is. Does it have any tasting notes on here? No. My first impression is, now that's the first sip of vodka that I've taken all day. You know, normally if you have like your first sip of alcohol, it's got a little more astringent burn to it because your senses are like, whoa, what did you just do? Nothing. I didn't get any of that. This is smooth. Really unique character to the flavor profile. We'll get to that as I try and figure that out. But the killer here is I didn't get kicked in the face from the finish. There was no abrasive finish. There was no face-tearing action. There was a little tongue-numbing, but not like that normal vodka punch you get in the finish. This is 4 times distilled, people. So you're going to get a little bit more smoothness from that. Not necessarily, oh, here's a 5 times. Tito's. Right? Tito's a smooth, crisp, but it has a little bit of edge in the end. Some people like that little, like, that taste that you're alive. This, much more dulled approach to it. So I think people who don't like the alcohol taste will probably be more turned on to this in a cocktail. Very easy drinking. Almost just like a sweet candy approach. I can't put my finger on it. It's not a spice. It's like a dull sweetness. Maybe brown sugar, like if it was like really, really remote. That's weird. Weird in a good way. Weird like finally something different. You have so many wheat-based. Now you're getting some potato-based, which have some neat flavors to them. Then you have the ones that distill a little less, and you get a little more character. Of course, the less you go, the more bad taste you get. The more you go, the less soul that drink ends up happening. So 4, even 5's a little much. 5 is. This is good for a cocktail like a screwdriver where you don't want to taste anything, but you still want to get to where you want to get to. This has a lot more character that I have a feeling might get lost in a cocktail that contains vodka just for alcohol. If you're looking at a vodka martini, or you're looking at something that brings in a vodka and some other spirit or fruit or something like that, maybe to a degree, although it might be lost, maybe a fuzzy navel you won't get as much attack. With a fuzzy navel we made had like a rah, it really came at you at the finish. This is going to be a little more subtle, I think. I really like that character that's in the center, and I don't know if it's going to stay around. The finish, or the finish is crisp, clean, without a lot of alcohol burn. The start is a little underwhelming. It's just too easy to drink. It doesn't feel like it should be a vodka. This tastes more like a shochu, or shochu. Do I have any? Woo! Like the Harmony Smooth shochu. It has, but this is 22%. This is 40, and it has that same warmth, easy drinking, no real alcohol, a little alcohol burn off, but not the alcohol bite, none of the strict, like, stringent flavor that you sometimes get, especially those people who are getting bottom shelf. Even from a Grey Goose perspective, this is a little more tame than any of these products that I'm used to tasting, where you don't shake your head out, and I don't understand why. There's like that's the problem with that initial attack. There's not a lot there. It's almost like water when you first take that sip. Very mellow. Even sitting in your mouth, it's mellow, and it just sits there. And then you get that secondary sweetness flavor, that almost a brown sugary, maybe molasses. I don't know, some sort of different component that you just don't typically see in at least wheats and even the grapes, like the Ciroc. You don't get that. It's different. I like that. It's kind of like the Don Julio of vodkas, where it has that weird property that uniquefies itself, if that's a word. But if you're looking for a vodka that is ready to like give you the punch, the awakening feeling, like you just took a espresso, you don't get it. No bitterness, nothing. There's nothing in here that really quantifies a punch-in-the-face type attack, finish, mid-palate. No. This is as close to water as you can get, but with character. Fiji, it's crisp and clean, but it doesn't have that secondary character. This brings a secondary character, nice finish. It's an overall good product for $32, $35. I don't really think you should be spending more than $40 on a bottle of vodka. Of course, it depends on where you are. If you're in New Zealand, Australia, places like that, you may have to pay a fortune for alcohol. I understand that. But in comparison to what I would spend, Tito's Vodka, $18. $16 for Absolute. Say $23, $24 for like Kettle One. You get into the Grey Goose area. You know, you start to inch up on 30. Then you get this stuff like Crystal Head Vodka that you're just like, this is $60. $59.99. Even $50. Compared to a product like this that shows you flavor, heritage, and like a complete different perspective of vodka for $30, that's half the price of that with like 3 times the experience. So something to think about if you could find it. It's called Broken Shed, Broken Space Shed. I like that. I'm going to start using this because I'm curious on what it's going to do in a cocktail. If it's going to shed its character, if it's going to be able to retain a lot of that great quality, or is it just going to be lost? In which case, maybe the Tito's is the best way to go for cocktails that just have vodka because they're just there to have it. Something to think about. So there you go. Question of the day. What was the last spirit? No, I think I've done that. What is the... I don't really have a good question of the day. Where is the craziest place you've bought or received or found a distilled beverage? Rum, vodka, gin, wherever. What is the craziest country that you've seen it in? This is, I think, one of our first from New Zealand. A lot of European stuff, and I know Europe's got a big, proud heritage when it comes to that type of stuff. Even over here in the U.S. we have it. Mexico, Canada has their whiskeys. their 40 Creeks and stuff like that. So what is the most crazy place that you've been able to, you've looked at a bottle you found, obtained, or maybe you even got it at a duty-free store in an airport, turned it around and went, holy crap, that's from where? There you go. We're teaching you how to drink.